guys who know nothing about comedy nor game design. I'm Trevor Scott, and with me as always is Ben Sumner.
Yes, hello.
We're sitting at PAX.
Yeah,
Up above
PAX Australia 2025. Good old Melbourne. And sitting above the handheld area and the jackbox theatre
and the speedrunning stage, and I've turned the noise reduction off so that we can hear some of the
get a bit
ambience.
of the ambience. Yes, exactly.
We're just going to play some click pitch, like we do each time that we're at PAX.
It's a bit of a tradition. And this is a game where we each have a random word generator in front of us, and on the count of 3, 2, 1, click.
One of us is going to get a
word
because we're using our fucked up random word generator.
That's true. And we're going to turn that word into some sort of video game idea. So, let's do it.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, click.
All right, heavy duty hope.
Ooh. Heavy duty hope.
Batteries?
Yes.
Makes me think of batteries, heavy duty, like a hopeful story about a battery.
Are they rechargeable?
I think they need to be rechargeable. Feel like for gameplay purposes, rechargeable makes sense. Depends.
I like the idea of the more cycles that you've used, the less
energy you get.
Less energy you get over time until finally.
Oh, it's a metaphor for aging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not as hopeful, but it's still.
Well, but maybe the hope is just. Maybe
hope that the battery can last.
Maybe the
this.
hope is coming from finding the thing. Okay, I've got a few ideas here.
Yep.
Because I really do like the idea actually of almost like a platform or an action adventure where you're a battery. You've got a certain amount of charge at any point. You've got recharge things you can do to recharge, but then there are just like battery-powered devices all over the place, and you need to like have enough charge to run the drill or whatever to drill through a wall to get to the next area, or you have to, go in and power the radio to send a message to someone. Like those, I could see that being a really fun kind of. Maybe not a Metroidvania, but more just an
inside or...
Yeah, maybe. Or I was even thinking like a fucking Banjo-Kazooie kind of like bouncing
3D,
around, 3D platformer with, fun mechanics around recharging the battery, and then, I've got to get to this spot to, power the radio or whatever. Could be really cool.
Yeah. What I do like about that is you can, at certain points during the game, you can find a new battery to replace your old one that gets a new set of cycles.
Something like that. Or you upgrade yourself to have more capacity, or to reset your cycles potentially. Refurbish. You get refurbished in some way.
Yeah.
That could be really cool. And then I'm just picturing a very cartoony kind of battery, literally like a D-cell or whatever, or running around. We won't worry too much about accuracy of
sizes,
of sizes and things. It's more the vibe, but
we're going for vibe-based.
Yeah, vibe-based. But I think that could be really cool. What sort of characters do you think? Other characters do you run into in a world where?
Is it a dystopian sort of world where everyone is like attacking you to get your battery?
Oh, you're like one of the last batteries in a future, in a dystopian future. That could be cool.
Yeah.
Because then, it makes sense to have some sort of combat then in there as well. People are trying to take your charges, use you.
Yeah.
Then you could have some interesting, like you run into a character who is nice, like it says they want to use you for something in particular, and you're like, okay, that's going to help me too, so we'll do that. But then, turns out it's powering a weapon that destroys a bunch of innocent people or something.
And you see it being used at some point, and it literally instantly drains the battery and then ejects it, into a pile of other batteries. He wants you for one shot.
One shot, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. That's cool. I feel like you could really come up with some interesting stories there. And
yeah, I like the idea of it being, you know, the run around 3D sort of area, that sort of stuff. But you have like the Skyrim style quests of, you know, talking to people and
I think,
but a little bit more platformery outside of that.
Yeah, so
but then you actually have proper conversations, and you can
and you've got
this
like
person
multiple,
wants this.
maybe multiple quest lines that could be going on at once, and it's like, oh, I need to have collected enough, whatever, like pieces of wire that I'm gonna, you know, because they need that to be able to hook me up to
capture get enough copper so that we can
like
wind it together and create wire. And blah, blah,
exactly.
blah. The stable pathways.
Yeah. And then, you know, put some humour in there for the adults. There's definitely like a vibrator or something that, you know, you can... Maybe you don't put it in there explicitly, but someone's talking about something they want to power that you kind of get the idea of what it might be. Cool.
I like that.
That's cool.
I like that a lot. Okay.
Which one?
Unwell ford.
Like to ford a river?
F-O-R-D. Ford.
I guess it could be the
Could
car.
be car, could be river, could be...
Okay, unwell and ford. So, I mean, I do... So, fording a river makes me think of the Oregon Trail.
Yeah. Which makes me think of dysentery.
Dysentery, yes. Which, that's very
it goes
unwell.
well with unwell, yeah. I do like the idea of it being not so much an Oregon Trail as such, but in around that sort of time period. So,
yeah, well, you could focus it more around the river. Like the Oregon Trail, that was obviously just one aspect, is fording a river and whatever. I don't remember exactly, but you know, you had a chance to get through unscathed or not.
yeah.
But maybe travelling down a river in some way.
Yep.
And maybe it is something like where the unwell comes in is you're trying to get like your sick brother or something to, you know, a hospital downstream, and the only way to get him there is to take this river, you know,
River raft or whatever.
River raft all the way down. You know, making stops to, you know, it's a multi-day.
Do you like the idea
trip.
of going a very the village path of this? Of like, yes, he lives in a village that is not technologically advanced, but when you do finally get to the city, like
it's like modern or
modern or cyberpunk, like the idea of having, you know, the life-saving medicine in the city is literally it is a technological city, but
yeah, well, I mean, that could be
the closer that you get to it, the more poisoned the river becomes because it's like all polluted and stuff.
Yeah, there's an interesting balance there actually, because I like the idea that they're part of a community that is sort of shunned progress, shunned science, but that means they don't have the medicine they need to, you know, survive, and maybe it's even people have been dying off of whatever this disease is because they refuse to go and get help, and you're finally like, no, like I'm not letting my brother die like so many other people in this village. I'm taking him to the city and they'll be able to fix it.
You go to get help, but it turns out what's really poisoning the village is all the pollution in the river.
Okay, and that's a good like mix then.
You got to travel to the city to get help, but the city is also the cause of all your problems. So.
Yeah, and that's it. It creates just then a very interesting balance for the benefits of progress and the downsides of, you know, unchecked capitalism and modern, you know, using up resources and pollution and stuff. Yeah, I like that.
I like that a lot.
So I think it's reminding me of a game there was a game where you're basically having to travel down a river and you'd stop at various spots. I can't remember what it's called exactly.
Yeah,
I think I kickstarted it even potentially.
It's where basically there's a massive flood. And
yeah. So, you know, there's probably sort of elements of that.
There's a little bit more survival in that, though, and I would...
Yeah, I think this is... I guess we need to figure out, like, what is the moment-to-moment gameplay? I think, obviously, you do have rafting sections where you... I mean, you could do it more as, I know you said not survival, but less the, I need to gather a bunch of food and cook a fire and whatever, but more around the sort of, okay, I'm going to travel for 2 days. What are my resources? I mean, I guess coming back a little bit more to the Oregon Trail sort of style thing, where it's like, random events could happen, and based on what resources I have, you know, I may be able to deal with them or not in various ways. But, you know, maybe special items that you might randomly get that you can then, you know, that let you resolve events in different manners. Almost potentially like storylets then.
Yeah.
Doing it, you know, because then there's a lot of little stories you can tell throughout this trip of what is this world like, what is this path like. As you get closer to the city, you know, the stories shift towards, you know, being involved with the more of the technology and the pollution and the different things, and unraveling the sort of main story of, like, as a society we have no choice but to interface with, you know, the modern world, both because it's making us sick, but also because it's the only thing that can help us.
Exactly.
And I think that comes with a lot of interesting ideas and dilemmas.
Especially because it's not till about halfway through the game, and I expect it to be halfway through the game that you find out that the city is actually
you try to
technologically advanced.
For sure. Up until that point, people just talk about like the city, or like, you know, it can be vague about what sort of technological level it's at, you know. But then, you start seeing signs of higher technology and different things. And then obviously once you're really close, it's just like full-on modern or futuristic world.
I do like the idea of it's harder on the way there because you're going upstream, but on the way back it's sort of like you're now in a race against time sort of thing too.
Right, okay.
Like,
yeah, that's interesting.
Kind of like a Silk Song Courier's Rasher sort of thing, where you've only got a certain amount of time before this medicine becomes...
Right, yeah. Yeah, that could be interesting. That once you do get the medicine, it's like, now it's a race for time. Yeah, that could be interesting. And I mean, you could utilize the same sort of mechanics of just like choosing a risk reward for, do we take the riskier path that's quicker, you know, and then depending on what resources you have, you can maybe counteract some of the downsides of the risks. Yeah, that's cool, because then I feel like that switches up the gameplay a little bit, and you know, you could potentially even have it that you personally might not survive, but there's a way still for your brother to get there, to get home, or to get the medicine back.
I was sort of thinking that you're going there just to get the medicine because he's too sick to move.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So you're going on this massive journey, and that's the scary thing. Like.
Yeah, that's right. But I guess for them, what I'm thinking is maybe you've got a way, you know, as you're getting close to the end, if you're cutting it close, if your health is really low, you've run out of food, that you've got some way to say, I found this, like, you know, you use some technology that's like, okay, I can send this raft home with the medicine, right? And then there's a chance that my brother will get the medicine even if I don't make it back.
Yeah.
And it sort of comes down to how well you've managed resources and the luck of the draw, like how, you know, what sort of events you've come up against.
And I think there's a number of different events that happen along the river that if you didn't deal with it properly on the way up,
yeah,
that event now becomes a lot nastier.
Mm.
As you know, that giant spider that you that
you
was
pissed off.
creating a little bit of a web. Well, you destroying that has now made it fortified a lot more on the way.
I like that a lot, actually.
On the way
that
back,
sort of that really like closes the loop then on how we can have the, you know, whether we do it storylets or set, you know, set events at particular points. How you've dealt with one on the way. It's like, oh shit, well now you've got to deal with the repercussions of that on the way back.
Did you help that man in need because he's now going to help you?
Yeah.
But if you said no, I don't have time, and you didn't help him, he's now dead.
Right.
And
there's like someone more dangerous there, or someone who
there's some predator that's now there that
you got to deal with. Yeah. I like that. And then you can almost have it be, I mean, again, depending on how...
I like the idea of if you did do something when you should have just left it alone as well, it's like, it's now changed something.
Yeah.
Change something for worse. So you never know what it's actually going to be.
No, for sure. And again, I think if we were doing it storylet wise then, and if you had a good pool to choose from, I mean, it gives you a decent amount of replayability, right? That even if you come across the same events, it's like, oh, maybe I'll try to deal with this differently this time, or I had enough resources this time to deal with it, or I, you know, happened to randomly get the other event that gave me this special stone that the spider was looking for, and, you know, it's sort of, you've got some random ways of getting even better benefits out of an event.
I mean, it's like real life. Sometimes you're just not going to have the right things, and that's in this particular universe / dimension. That's just what happened.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Do you want to click again?
Yeah, I really like that idea though. I think that's really cool. Right, so you can click twinkling immigration.
Okay, twinkling says to me stars.
Yes.
So is this immigration between planets?
Yeah, that could be, or between solar systems,
Between solar systems.
So like maybe colony ship sort of thing, or maybe there's faster than light travel.
I think there's faster than light travel, and it's
or we could deal with the idea of, you know, as a civilization progresses in technology, it's like, okay, send out colony ships, like generational colony ships.
Yeah.
But then you get there and your civilization has developed faster in light travel in the time that it's taking you to get there. So you're sort of dealing with the fact that your whole life was for nothing because you were sent out there to populate this particular solar system, and you get there first. And they've been there for decades. That could be an interesting little dilemma there, and figuring out how to fit into that world. Then you're essentially from the past now. You're a relic from the past.
Yeah.
From 100 years ago or something. You know, back in relation to who's there now,
which does feel a little bit Mass Effect Andromeda.
Is that what happens in it? I never played it.
It's not quite. They send out the generational ship. Though,
okay.
Like,
I mean, it's certainly not an unheard of premise, but I like the idea of playing that fish out of water character of you're 100 years of technology behind.
Yeah.
You literally grew up on this ship with your parents and grandparents, who all were also born on the ship.
Yeah.
You know, your great-grandparents were maybe the ones who, or great-great, like whatever, however the math works out, but like, were the ones who actually set off from
on this journey.
And you get there, and there's just, this like grand civilization of Earthlings who showed up 30 years ago because, they developed faster travel.
Even longer. Like, I love the idea of it's 100 years ago.
Right,
like,
they've been there for 100... Like, literally they developed the faster than light travel 10 years after the...
10, 50 years... I mean, it could be 150 years.
Yeah. Like 50 years. They had no way of like
Communicating.
intercepting your ship to get you there faster, or they forgot about you or something. Like it's a government thing, and it's like a different government in charge. You know, like that sort of shit happens all the time in governments.
Oh yeah.
They don't care about what the previous administrations did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
You could definitely have some repercussions there, and then it feels like you're now having to go through like all the immigration process.
Yeah. They're treating you as anyone who's immigrating to this
Colony. Even though you were sent to this place to colonize.
To start it, yes. Yeah, I like that.
Oh, they're asking for papers that you don't have because they were invented.
It's a completely different government. Like things have changed in 150 years.
Oh god,
that's cool. So I'm picturing maybe a bit of like point and click adventure, probably, or
yeah,
walking sim adventure sort of thing.
I do like a good walking sim, like
first person
adventure that has a little bit more, not necessarily inventory puzzles, but
dialogue. There's a lot of good examples of that sort of thing, and narrative first person adventure basically. Because then you can start off on the ship just before you arrive. You've got all your friends and family or whatever. You're all excited to get there, and then you get sort of an alert coming through of
you're being hailed.
Yeah, like you're being hailed. You're like, oh shit! Like, are there aliens here? Like, is this solar system already populated from another race? Another race that we didn't know about. Oh my god, is this going to be first contact? And then you answer it, and it's a fucking human administrator or whatever. Just like, where are you coming from? What's your business?
Yeah.
I wonder if you're even like.
I think you could do the whole
in
Fallout.
Command.
You could do the whole Fallout thing of, you're going through your
history,
birthdays and
yeah. I mean, you could go deep on that. I mean, you could
and,
almost make this more RPG-ish as well.
Yeah.
In that way, and have it be again not. I don't think there's much. I don't think you do combat, but have it be a narrative RPG.
Yeah.
With some stats and stuff.
I mean, I don't get how role-playing games always have to be combat driven.
No, they don't. They don't at all.
They just really don't. So,
yeah, I like that a lot. That's really cool. I feel
that's really cool. The other idea that I had around this was, like, Earth has just had first contact with another species.
Okay.
And their planet has blown up.
Right. So it's dealing with them
and immigrating to here,
to Earth.
And it's a papers please sort of thing of, there are aggressors in this alien group, and you
like
cannot
factions
allow different factions, and different ones who have now been found to, like, you shouldn't allow anyone in from that has this type of passport or whatever, whatever the alien version is of that. If they certain things that they say, like, can be instigators for like, oh no, that they're secretly communicating with someone else.
You could do some fun stuff actually with like translation.
Yeah.
Like, you've got an automatic translator, but if there's ambiguous words, it's like, oh shit, is this person saying that they're affiliated with this terrorist faction, or are they saying that they're against, like, you can have these things of, the translator can't work it out, and so you can maybe ask further questions, but then maybe that risks them setting off a fucking bomb or whatever,
and just the idea of having that sort of bureaucracy and halfway through the game there's a change in the regime, like it's a switchover point, and now the policy is different.
Yeah.
Because
like the Earth regime or the alien?
The Earth regime.
Okay, yeah.
Like, it's now you've got a new president in place, and he's now allowing, everyone in for a small amount of time until something happens.
Yeah, that's interesting, because you could have You could do some real interesting political stuff there of, obviously xenophobia, but then like an authoritarian president who's working with the aliens who are violent, who are aggressive, the faction of the aliens who is aggressive, and it's like, no, we're letting them in. They're all good guys. There's good guys everywhere.
There's good guys on both sides.
Yeah, exactly.
Even to have 3 factions of the aliens, and
yeah, I mean, you can do. Yeah, I think 3 is probably a good number. I think you just do it in. There's a lot of ways that you could. You're essentially just exploring the politics and history of this alien civilization, and have figuring out how that affects your immigration policy essentially.
I know. I think there's enough there to sort of play with a new group. You've got translation issues. You've got the secret humans that are trying to smuggle someone in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think you almost want to keep this as a Papers, Please-ish sort of thing. I think maybe you get like news reports in between days to really show.
And what I like is the idea that you don't get a right or a wrong indication straight away. Okay. Yeah. Because if they were able to do a right or wrong sort of thing, why aren't they doing this?
I mean, that's an I mean, that's a gameplay thing.
The idea of it then becoming like you let someone in and you don't know who it was that you actually let in that was wrong, and they've got other members of their family coming through, and it's like...
Right. Yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting to do... I mean, obviously, the reason Papers, Please does that is... I mean, there are fixed rules, and I guess they... you find out... They found out later on that you didn't... That person didn't match whatever. But also, for gameplay reasons, you have to have some feedback there. You could, I think, in a slightly more complex system, have that be less... immediate feedback, like you get delays on things. So like,
it could even just be at the end of the day. It's like we've done some more checking and we believe that you got,
Well, or again, maybe like you say, maybe you don't. Maybe it's not immediate. Maybe you don't get that feedback at the end of the day. But maybe you have events then at the end of the day of like someone has. Committed a crime or done whatever, and we discovered that they were let in, and that's why we looked at their documents again, right? So you may let some people in incorrectly and have no repercussions because it's just fine. Yes, they had some bad documentation, but they end up being a good citizen, and it's okay. But sometimes they are trying to get past someone past.
You could literally let someone in who had all the right things, and they're still like hiding being a serial killer.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
And it's showing that you couldn't win. Like, it's just you follow the policy or you don't follow the policy. It's
in a lot of ways it's theatre.
It's arbitrary.
Yeah, I think there's some really fun stuff you could do with both of those ideas. It's cool.
That is cool.
Right.
Let's go again.
Yeah. What time are we at? More time?
We're pretty good. We've got time for one more. Okay. Hieratic ionization tube.
What was the first word?
Hieratic.
What does that mean?
Hierratic.
What's the difference?
Written or belonging to cursive form of ancient Egyptian writing.
Oh, as in like hieroglyph. Okay.
Yeah.
Hieratic.
Associated with the priesthood or priests, adhering to fixed types or methods, highly restrained or formal.
Okay.
And then ionization tube, a measuring instrument that measures the amount of ionizing radiation.
Okay. So I could see this as a bit of a archaeological.
Ooh, you find something from ancient Egypt.
Yeah.
That somehow measures
Well,
Like,
no, what I'm thinking
is future technology.
What I'm
basically.
thinking, well, I was thinking more you're using your current technology or future technology to then analyze, like almost a bit of a strange horticulture, strange antiquities sort of vibe of...
So strange archaeology.
Strange archaeology. You've got these artifacts that you're getting, some are hieroglyphs, some are different things, and then you've got your sort of tools of being able to translate them. You've got your book of, what does this symbol mean? What does that, like, that you're filling out to sort of get a better sense of these ancient civilizations and cultures.
But then you also have like this technology that really doesn't belong in the era that you're saying to discover in these relics.
Yeah, that could be fun. Yeah. And so I think maybe you're, in the same way that strange horticulture and strange antiquities, you have people coming to you for stuff. I think in this case, it's mostly people bringing you artifacts.
Yeah.
To be analysed and understood. And then you can maybe have, again, going out to places to where did you find this? Okay, you go out there and you dig and you find, another piece of it, or you find evidence there that someone else has been digging there, and you trace that down to over here to like fill in the gaps in a piece of a stone tablet that you found or whatever, and then that leads you to further things.
And definitely having some occulty sort of things happening.
Yeah, I think some, or even like, maybe it's alien stuff. Maybe it's like the aliens built the pyramids, and you're finding evidence of that sort of thing. This ancient culture had help from aliens and alien technology, and you're slowly uncovering that.
Yeah.
But I do also like the idea of using just current technology of, you can do like carbon dating stuff. You can do, you can detect the age of a thing and realize, oh wait, this person brought me something, but it's only 50 years old. It's a fake. So even though it says this particular thing, you disregard it completely. Those sorts of things could be interesting. So not fully setting it in the strange horticulture, strange antiquities, because that has a particular time period.
But along those.
But I think gameplay wise and even bringing in the tone could be really cool.
Yeah. So. No, I think that's about it for today.
That's it. I think we'll call it there on this episode. Our live at PAX Australia 2025. So if you want to find our previous episodes online, including a bunch of other PAX episodes, just in
even
case
the Dark PAX episode last week.
Dark PAX last week. Thankfully we recovered well enough from that. But you can go to bitstormcast.com or anywhere else that you get podcasts. Search for Bitstorm, and there's tons of episodes up there.
Yeah,
I've lost count.
And if you like the song that we play at the start and end of each episode, that song is called Mount Defiance, off of the album Containment Failure by the band Colonised. You can find it at colonised.bandcamp.com and check it out. It's all free. And we were involved in that band.
Yeah.
So
it's good stuff. So thank you again for joining us this week on Bitstorm. I'm Ben Slanger.
I'm Trevor Scott. My feet hurt.
My feet hurt.